this is Vicky, also known as Dragonfly7673. This is Tigger, who is insisting on being on my lap no matter what I do. And it is Monday, December 2nd. I can't believe it's December already. And it is about 10 after 6 when I'm recording this. And with Thanksgiving being as late as it could possibly be this year, December totally snuck up on me. I don't feel like it can possibly be December yet. There's too much to do. So, I am sorry I didn't record last week. Things got a little wonky. My son sometimes needs extra pushes to get schoolwork done, and so we had told him that if he had all his missing work caught up, he could come home with me for Thanksgiving and visit me, visit some of his friends here. And the weekend before Thanksgiving, he realized that he really needed help. So over the weekend we did some technological I don't know what to call it. We used technology to our advantage, and we Skyped and we used shared Google Docs so that he could talk to me. He struggles with essay questions, so he could talk to me about his essay questions and type them and get a bunch of work done. And then he had some that he needed the book, and it really was going to work better in person. So I went to Mom's house early, helped him with his homework, got everything caught up, and then brought him back early. But because I ended up being there Monday night and Tuesday, and then he was home with me and we had Thanksgiving, I just never really had a chance to record, and he was with me all weekend. So it was just all wonkadoo. So anyway, I'm sorry, there was no recording. That does mean we're a little off on what I wanted to do with what do we want to do next year along. We talked last week about whether or not we would continue with the birthstone along or try something new. And I had said that we would have a discussion about it and I said 2 weeks. And I said, I would record, an episode, and then on the next episode. Well, this is the week I was planning on drawing, and because the prizes are possibly related to the holidays, I decided I will still do the drawing today, but I'm actually going to keep that open a little longer, and I'll talk about that a little further on. But it is December, and if I had been smart, I would have finished this sweater a couple days later. I got it in my head that I really wanted to finish it and wear it for Thanksgiving dinner. I really like the way it fits. There's a couple small things I would change. On the sleeves, I did this bind off different than I did this bind off. This one is not as stretchy. I wish I had done them the same, but now there's not enough yarn to rip back and redo it. And I wish I had given myself a little more positive ease in the sleeve. But other than that, it fits wonderfully. I've gotten compliments on it. So I'm really very proud of it. I originally was going to do a cow collar, but as far down as I had the neckline, and when there was more weight, it hung down lower. I didn't really want the cowl. I felt like it was too open up here to wear for work. So I started the cow collar, and instead I did 2x2 ribbing, and I knit it, and then I folded it, I knit it double size, folded it over, and then attached it to the inside, which is similar to what I did for Best Friend's hat that I showed you last episode. And then I just bound off in the center. It does have a bit of a seam then, but it doesn't bother me at all. So, and I did decreases along the raglan lines, and then when I got to the halfway point, I did increases back. So, so that my starting, so that when I was attaching it back to the sweater, I had the same number of stitches. So I'm really very happy with how it came out. I'm going to post a couple pictures here so you can see the whole thing. I did think maybe of standing up and posing, but frankly I can't get far enough away from the camera to do that, and now there's a tiger in my lap. So here's some pictures. Something else I finished, and this was for November. I did finish spinning my loop bat. I don't remember what the yardage I got on it was. It was not as much as I was hoping. I thought I was spinning it very fine, more than usual. It just wasn't quite as good as I thought it was going to be. It's very nice yarn. It's pretty consistent. I have no problems with the quality of the yarn. I really thought I was going to get more yardage out of it. I did Navajo ply, which of course eats up some of the yardage, but it just ended up, it poofed out a lot more than I thought it was going to. But it came out really pretty. So, and I did this for November, for the topaz. Now, I also had started a scarf for the topaz. I can tell you it's about this long, and it may or may not ever get done. I did knit on it over Thanksgiving. My son and I went to Thanksgiving at best friend's house. To anyone that's worried, Mom was invited also, but because of a lot of things, she decided not to go. So she stayed home and started doing Christmas decorations and stuff, and we went to Thanksgiving for the first time, which went really well. And I did knit on the scarf while there, and I got maybe 2.5 inches done. It wasn't very much. It just isn't holding my interest. It requires just enough concentration to be annoying, and not enough concentration to be... It's not mindless enough to do while I'm talking to people. I actually have to keep checking to make sure I didn't mess up. So it'll probably be one of those projects that's sort of sitting, and if I really need something, I'll bring it with me. So those are my 2 November items. Now, November was not nearly as exciting as October when we had the wild card. So this time we have, there's 53 posts. Of course, number 1 is mine. So I'm going to do 2 through 53. Now this is for the skein of yarn from Tiff. And today she posted on Instagram that she also made matching stitch markers. So whoever wins will get the yarn and some matching stitch markers. And I'll post a picture of that in a second. So alright, 2 through 53. Generate 20. And Mom finished her doll, and even though she didn't like it while she was doing it, it came out really pretty. So I'll post pictures here, plus she also has pictures on the topaz board. She always posts them there. Ah, I like this one. This is from Phoenix Fire, and she made a little snowman. So he's a little snowman guy with a little yellow scarf and orange nose, and brown sticks. So he covered all the bases. And but he's very cute. So Phoenix Fire, make sure that you send either me or Tiff Mojave Knitter your address. Alright, you may have noticed a weird splice there. Anyway, Tiff is coming home for Christmas, and so I might, Phoenix Fire, if you don't see this right away, I might ping you and let you know that you won so that you can get your address right away. Just so Tiff has as much opportunity as she can for mailing that out. And I have also posted the picture of the prize with the stitch markers. So, like I said, she just posted the stitch markers on Instagram today. If you want to find us on Instagram, we have the same names as we always do, Dragonfly7673 and Mojave Knitter. So, talking about now December. Now this prize is from Mountain Pearl, and I met her at Knitting the Mitten. She's very sweet. I didn't get to talk to her nearly as much as I was hoping, but this is my favorite prize. She sent several, and this is my favorite. I love, 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 love this color. Oh, I almost sneezed, but I didn't. This is Magnolia Sock from Western Sky Knits. The colorway is Fireburst. And I just think it's pretty, and then she included stitch markers. So, this will be December's prize. Now, as you can tell by that, December is turquoise. So, anything that is in the turquoise, teal, blue-green family is what we're looking for. I have this fiber that was my swap partner Brittany gave this to me at Knitting in the Mitten, and this is likely to be the fiber that I spin up for this month, assuming I have time. It seems like every time I think I have time, I don't, because there's parties and travels and lots of things going on this week, or this month. I'm going to be right back because my nose is running. This is the episode full of sexy. Oh, anyway, and I also already started a knitting project. This is a sock. It's called Queen Elizabeth. The yarn is from Another Crafty Girl, and the pattern is actually written by Jenna, who I met in China. So it's a mystery knit along. So the way they do it, it's in the Hiya Hiya Fun and Friendly group. I don't know if that's what it's called anymore. It seems to me they changed it. Anyway, you sign up for the mystery knit along, and they send you the clues one at a time via your email. And you agree that if you do not finish on time, which in this case is the end of December, you will then buy the pattern. That way you're not just having people, getting the pattern for free and never participating. Now, this knit along actually started in November. I didn't start it until this past weekend. So, but it is my turquoise sock pattern. Oh, I was going to show you guys something. I'm all rambly today. I don't feel real great, so I'm trying to be peppy. So, the person that parks next to me at work, I know is a Doctor Who fan. Her license plate says my other car is a TARDIS, and in her front dashboard she has a little TARDIS and a little Doctor. I think it's Matt Smith, but I don't remember for sure. Anyway, I've always kind of wanted to talk to her, but she and I arrive and leave at totally different times. So I see her car, but I've never seen her. And to be honest, it could have been a guy, but I was pretty sure it wasn't. Now, the other day, there was a comic. Working Days is a daily comic I get through my comics. And the other day, the caption was, "When Geek Girls Dream," and it was the one woman was dreaming that the doctor had come and said, "Come, be my companion." So I had printed it, and with a note written on it that said, "From the knitting nerd next to you," because in my car window I have Crochet Geek and Knitting Nerd, so I left it just a piece of paper that said, "From the knitting nerd next to you," with the comic on it. And when I left work today, this was in my car door. Says, "From the Whovian nerd next to you," and it's the doctor reading Knitting for Girls. And this is from The Wedding of River Song. So I just thought it was funny. It made me laugh. So I feel like I have a secret pen pal. We don't know each other. I don't even know her name. So that made me giggle. I had it in my bag here. I had a couple things that I wanted to show you from that came in the mail. And one of them, Ravelry has some new bags. Now I almost ordered all 3 new bags and then decided maybe I better not order all of them. So I only ordered this one with the little guy with his drop spindle. And he's got helpers. So he's got someone up here holding it. And he's got his fluff, and it's just, I guess he only has one helper, but it's the drop spindle. It says mouse bag, so it's got the bowl and the mouse drop spindling together, and I thought it was cute. I also got, this book is called Yarnvalanche, the first worsted for wear collection. If you go to worstedforwear.com, which is right here, these people, Rachel and Josh Anderson, have a daily comic that is all about knitting and knitting adventures. So it's a web comic, but now has become a book. And they did a Kickstarter to be able to produce the book. And so I had donated, and I got a little autographed picture. And then my book is autographed as well. So I haven't read it yet. I just got it. But I have read the comic online a few times. So that's Yarnvalanche, worsted for wear. Just a sec. Alright, and something else I got is Green Gables Knits, which it says Patterns for Kindred Spirits by Joanna Johnson. This is from Slate Falls Press. I ordered it through Etsy. And because I pre-ordered it through Etsy, I also got an electronic copy that was sent to my Ravelry library, which is so handy. And I will do a review of this. I really like the look and feel of it, so I want to do it justice. But I did want to say I got it, and because I had pre-ordered it, it is also autographed. So, Joanna Johnson is the author of a couple of knitting storybooks, including Phoebe's Sweater, Freddie's Blanket, and Phoebe's Birthday. I have heard of those. I have never seen or read them, but I've heard about them on other podcasts. But I will be reviewing that. I don't think anybody else has reviewed it, so that's one of the things I run into is sometimes I buy stuff and like I watch podcasts and like 6 other podcasts have reviewed it and I just don't feel like I want to add another one. Now this, I meant to mention last week. This was a present from Flipperty Gibbet, and it has Dragonfly fabric here, little flowers, and then she made the beaded dragonfly, and she had decided that this was a good way to use it by putting it on a bag for me, because you can see it's on the Ada cloth. And then the inside has nothing to do with the outside. She just knows I like cats, so it has cats on the inside, just like this kitty, who is being a pest. Anyway, so I think the last thing we have is to draw for prizes from the what do we want to do next year poll or discussion. Now, there were several varied ideas about what to do next year. There's a couple things I'm going to say right now. There was a discussion about possibly doing different techniques. I am not fond of the idea of doing techniques because one of the things I like is that for each month you can spin, crochet, knit. It doesn't matter. If we pick a technique, we're locking it down to a specific craft, and I didn't really want to do that. The other thing is I don't want to specify any squares, like a square of the month. I know last year some people were doing, for the birthstone along, they were doing squares for the birthstones. That's wonderful. I know myself, I won't do a square month. I do one square and then maybe 2 squares, and then I remember that I don't like knitting squares. I don't like, I don't knit dishcloths. The most you'll see me do is if there's a group project, like with our knitting group, where everybody's knitting a square or 2 to turn into a blanket. I will do that. I've done a couple squares when somebody's collecting squares for somebody who's had an illness and we're making a throw, something like that. I'll knit a couple squares. There's no way I'm going to knit a square every month. Just not going to happen. So I don't want to set up something that I know that I wouldn't even participate in. But there are a lot of ideas about different colors, different themes. One of the things that we kind of have been coming back to in the discussion is the idea of having the duration be a 2 to 3 month duration. I'm thinking 2 months. So I'm thinking like January, February would be one group, so that if you want to do bigger projects, it's easier to plan for. And but at the same time, I think 3 months might kind of lose interest or be forgotten about. So I'm thinking 2 months is about right. So now we need to decide birthstones, flowers. Rose Bob posted an interesting thing about, she looked up the meaning of colors in China when I went to China because she just was interested. And she has some interesting things about colors, and there were 13 colors listed. So thinking, maybe we could do something with that, or maybe we could do something with the holidays and seasons. I'm trying to sort that part out, but I think it'll still be something along those lines. I will work on deciding that part now that I kind of have people's thoughts. But in the meantime, there were, at the top of the discussion thread, it tells you how many people participated. It says 45 voices. Now I was hoping if you clicked on the 45 voices, it would then bring up everybody that participated. It doesn't really. What it does is it pops up the first 30 people that participated, or the 30 most chatty people or something, but it's not everybody. So I went through the list. I went through the discussion thread, and every time I came to a new name of somebody participating, I wrote their name down on my spreadsheet. So everybody that participated got 1 entry. Whether you posted a lot of times or you posted once, everybody got 1 entry. There was 45 voices, but one of them was mine. I took mine out. I probably could have taken Mom out too, because she almost never wants to win. She just likes participating. So we have but I wanted to make sure that I drew these, because this has turquoise in it, so if you get it right away and you want to use it for December, it works. This is red and green, which may be relevant for Christmas if you celebrate. I mean, you may just like red and green too, but and then we also have the mitten keychain kit. So I'm going to draw for the yarn first. And all I did was I just numbered everybody 1 through 44. My iPod just switched to Instagram because there was a little thing and I was trying to get rid of it. Alright, 1 through 44. First one for the yarn is 22. 22 on my list is Fancy Flower. Right there, Fancy Flower. I really like that there was people that I don't normally hear from posted this time, which really made me happy. The next item will be the Tix Trinkets shawl. Shawl gem. It is 13, which is Apple 380. And the last one, which is the mitten kit, is 31, which is Livin' for Fishin'. That's Nikki. So we got Livin' for Fishin', Apple 380, and Fancy Flower. All of you need to send me your addresses as soon as possible. Again, because the month is so crazy, I might earburn you guys early on Ravelry. Just because I want to try and get things sent out if I can. So, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything. I am excited. I've decided that this year was all about small projects. My mom bought me this yarn, Cascade 220, to make a wrap. The Argonaut wrap designed by Susan Pandorf. And I've really been looking forward to knitting that. And so I'm just like, that's like the next big thing I want to do. So don't be surprised if you see some red somewhere in the early months. February's got Valentine's Day. January's got Garnet. Yeah, somewhere in there's got to be red. So, although I don't know if I can get that finished in 2 months. But anyway, I will see you guys all next week. I really feel like I'm forgetting something. If I am, I'll add it on to the end. I will see you guys all next week. Talk to you later. Bye now.